Thank you.
Order. I call the honourable member for Corio.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. Australia's National Heritage List was put in place in 2003 as an amalgamation then, or a consolidation of 3 National Heritage Lists so that we could have one which identified the most culturally significant sites in our nation. This is a very important list and has on it many places that would be well known to everyone. It also includes some very significant other places, such as the Cascades Female Factory Yard for North, the Moree Baths and Swimming Pool, the Mount William Stone Hatchet Quarry and the Echuca Wharf, all very important sites indeed. But in all of these sites there is a significant omission, and that is that there is not a single site in the city of Geelong which is on Australia's National Heritage List. This is a disgrace. Geelong is a deeply historic city in Australia. As I've said before in this place, it was meant to be, and should now be, Victoria's capital, but for some 19th century Melbourne shysters who doctored a map showing Melbourne closer to Ballarat rather than Geelong, which of course it is not, and on the back of that investment was put into the Port of Melbourne rather than the Port of Geelong, and this is a matter which remains of some consternation to those of us in Geelong today. When Australia rode on the back of the sheep, most of that trade came through Geelong. It was Australia's wool capital. Indeed, Cunningham Pier was a critical place for a lot of that trade. The wool stores along the waterfront are historic in relation to that and now form a part of Deakin University. Customs House, one of the oldest customs houses in Australia. But for me, amidst all of that history, the greatest connection between the people of Geelong and Corio Bay, the water, is Eastern Beach. It was, at the site of Eastern Beach, there has been continuous usage since the 1840s. It was first proposed to build a precinct there in 1914 and works commenced in 1927, and it was opened in 1939, such that what we have now is a shark-proof enclosure in Corio Bay with a boardwalk and a kids' pool. It's a wonderful Art Deco construction by the architect Harry Hare. It is used and has been continuously used since the 1840s. Dennis Walter's Carols by the Bay is held there every year, and indeed just last Sunday there were thousands of people, as there are often with major events, with the Weet-Bix Kids Triathlon in which my daughter Bella competed. It is symbolic of Australia's connection with the sea, just as the Bondi swimming pool, the North Sydney swimming pool, and more recently the wonderful Cairns swimming pool. Might say Bondi is on the National Heritage List as well. We've had a tough 12 months, Mr Deputy Speaker. I reiterate a call I've made here on numerous occasions that Eastern Beach should be put on Australia's National Heritage List so that the omission, which is Geelong not being there, is rectified.
Order.
Thank you.